So today on At The Cottage with me, Chef D, it's all about the Cubano sandwich and a pork stir fry. I gotta go, bye!
Yo, check this out.
Hey, welcome to At The Cottage with me, Chef D, and today we're going to do some cool recipes in and around Cuba and some other parts of the world, kind of bringing all those flavors to your cottage and using ingredients that you can get at any grocery store as per usual. So we're going to get started. We have a pork roast here. Again, a little bit of fat to it, that's what you're looking for. Pork butt roast, bonus, you can get that. We're gonna put it into our new green pan. This is gonna cook in an hour, hour and a half. Then we're going to cool it down, and then we're gonna make these great sandwiches out of it. And this one, we don't use any smoke, any extra flavor that way. We're gonna use a lot of citrus. So in it's gonna go. And then we're gonna take a little bit of seasoning. And you can just take it wherever you want. If you want to put maybe a little bit more oregano in with it, you can do that. We're going to add about 7 cloves of garlic. We're going to chop up 2 shallots. And then go. And then just a little bit of ginger. And skin and all. And now we're going to start adding in our juice. So we're going to start off with orange juice. So juice of 1 orange, 2 halves. Some lemon juice. It's just telling me it's up to temperature. Then we're just going to take some fresh lime juice that we have. Just incorporate that in. And you want to put in about 2 cups of liquid, and we're just going to finishing it off with a little bit of land shark lager. Because we all know how we like that. We're going to close it up. We're going to tidy up, and we'll be right back. In continuation of what we're doing with the pork and Cuban sandwich, I thought, what if we do a bok choy, pork stir fry, and we're going to add in a little of the Patak's sauce here. Again, I was just thinking, you're at the cottage, you want to be able to do some cool dinners and that, but you might not have all the ingredients. So why don't you use a little store-bought? And this is a great sauce. So please don't feel bad using the sauce. And we're going to julienne a carrot. And then we're going to add julienne carrot. We're going to add a little bit of pepper. And then we have some garlic and some ginger. And just take it. And then we're going to take it and julienne. Okay, so I have some ground pork here, probably about 1 pound of it. We're going to get our pan on. I'm going to cut up some of our spring onion, scallion, wherever you want to take that. Just rough chop. Gonna put a little bit of oil in the pan, about 2 tablespoons. And this is just a canola oil. And the pork goes. We're just gonna brown the pork down. And then we're gonna add the fragrances to it. So we're gonna add the garlic, we're gonna add the ginger. Again, we're gonna just brown this up. And now I have some, like I said too, we have some julienne of ginger. We have some beautiful sliced up garlic, probably about 4 cloves of garlic. And I'm gonna say about, that much ginger. Put that in with the pork. And while that is waiting on to just start browning, I'm going to julienne up my pepper. And when you're at the cottage, bring at least one good knife with you. I know there's a lot of times that you have, your family's knives that have been up here forever. But if you have a nice sharp one, it's going to help you so much. Almost there. Again, just warming our pork up. Going to start browning up. And then we're going to add in our carrots and peppers. Our scallions are going to go in, or spring onions, a little bit later. Again, they're really gentle. We don't want to go in too quickly because all that flavor is going to be used up. And then at the end, we're going to season it with a little bit of salt and pepper. But because we are using a store-bought sauce, some of them have a little bit more salt in it. So you might want to just wait and try it right at the end. Our pork is now browning off, and we're going to add in our peppers, our carrots, hit it with just a little bit of lime juice. We're just going to stir this in. And what you're really doing is just slowly wilting down the carrots and the peppers. Now we're going to add in our spring onion. And then now we're going to add in just a little bit of our sauce. Probably about half a jar. And you've got some great foundations going on with the ginger and the garlic. And then of course the onion. I can turn our heat down to about medium. And I just love using Ontario pork as well. You know, we have so many different proteins that have gone through the roof and expensive this time, and pork's kind of kept it as the inexpensive protein. So, and we're going to finish it with a little bit of coconut milk, 1 can of coconut milk, and that goes. And now we're going to let that simmer for about 3 or 4 more minutes of real time. Then we're gonna place our bok choy on top, steam our bok choy through our pork and vegetables. We're gonna have great flavor, put it on the plate, and you're gonna have a great meal. So we have some bok choy, and we're just gonna lay the bok choy on top of our dish here, just like so. And we're just gonna gently steam it. Beautiful green, leafy, has a little bit of bitterness to it. It's gonna go nicely with the sweetness of the carrots and the peppers and of course, our coconut milk. I'm gonna turn this up. So in real time, this is probably about 3 minutes that we were waiting for the bok choy to wilt down, and you can just start seeing that. Just look at how beautiful that looks. The sauce is starting to thicken up. We've taken a little bit of the moisture out of the coconut milk, and now we're gonna lay the bok choy on our plate. Just like so. And then grab our other spoon. And there you have it. A simple, I know I always say this, a simple, easy recipe that you can do at the cottage. It's not going to take up a whole lot of time, that you can use for entertaining. And sometimes, just like Dave has here, is that people just show up. So this is easy.
Yo, check this out. Yo, check this out.
We've slow cooked our pork roast for probably an hour and a half. You still want to have it just a little bit pink in the middle. You don't want it to be totally falling apart like you might think of a pulled pork sandwich. So this is a Cubano sandwich. The first time I ever had this, I was in the Miami airport. My wife Trish and I, we were going to Barbados, and we had to do a stopover. And we both went, oh, we gotta try these sandwiches, right? So I tried the sandwich and fell in love with it. And so we're gonna start off. Some great white bread. I'm gonna give a shout out to Cobb's because we love Cobb's, and this white bread is perfect for this. Nice and soft. Now, you can use mozzarella, you could use some Havarti. Wherever you want to take this is fine. And then we're gonna place some pickles on the sandwich. And then of course, some ham, Black Forest ham. You can add maybe a spicy salami to this, cut nice and thin. Ham for me. Our slow roasted pork, chilled down. Again, you can pop this in the fridge, or even put in the freezer for a couple weeks down the road when you're at the cottage. Bring it out and away you go. Nice and thin. And we're going to place the pork on. Make 3 sandwiches, and then we're going to grill it in our pan. Now, if you have a panini press, you could use a panini press. If not, pan, you put it on a baking sheet in your barbecue and go from there. So we're going to close these up, put them on the pan, toast them up, and then they'll be beautiful Cubano sandwiches. So we've toasted our Cubano sandwiches off. I'm just gonna grab them up, just nice, look at how nice and brown. Just, oh yeah. Cheese is starting to melt. You're gonna get that flavor of the mustard of our pork. Cut it up. So great, 3 sandwiches all at once. So if you're feeding the team that have come off the Sea-Doos, which we're gonna get to in a couple of minutes, and away we go. So let's try this and see how it is. You know, we might not be in Miami, but we're at the cottage. This is a great sandwich.
Yo, check this out.
So you might have seen this cottage the first season of At The Cottage with me, ChefD. Dave and Kathy graciously opened up their cottage for the first time ever to a guy who said, hey, I have this cottage show. And we came up, Chef Kara and I, and spent a couple days here, and it was fantastic. So I thought, we should come back again. So guys, how are you?
We're a little better 5 years later.
Kathy, is it really that intimidating to have ChefD come into your home?
Absolutely not. My kitchen has never smelled so good, ever.
Eggplant is a vegetable that, you know, you don't always see, or maybe you might do an eggplant parmigiana. So we thought, why don't we grill it up, saute it with some onions, some garlic, and then my good friend, Chef Christopher, who you've met before, from Aurora Importing, gave me some yellow Italian tomatoes, and I thought, let's do it in a nice sauce, and we can have it a great side dish for if you're doing steak, doing chicken. And the great thing is you can make this before, freeze it, and bring it out and pop in the microwave, or just bring it up to temperature on the stove. So here we go. We're gonna start chopping up our onion. A white onion. If you have Spanish onion, great. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to smash our garlic. So then that way we get the natural oils happening, and it's going to give it even more pungency. And just a rough chop of that. One more. So 5 cloves of garlic. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil into our pan. Our pan's been on some heat. And you know the olive oil is ready when you can get the perfume that's happening from it. So we're going to put in our onions and our garlic. You want to hear that sizzle? We're going to give it a quick stir. And again, the reason why I put the garlic in with the onions is that the garlic doesn't burn that way. Garlic's very, has lots of sugar in it, so it's going to burn quicker. So if you put it in with the onions, you're not going to burn it. I'm just going to give this a stir. Fresh Ontario eggplant. Again, nice and tiny right now. I know this is, and I say this all the time, it is one of my favorite times of the year because, you know, the harvests are coming in all over, the farmers coming to the market. So fresh, so tasty. And we're going to put the eggplant in. And again, just a nice dish. There's nothing fancy to this dish. If you wanted to and you had the barbecue going, you could grill the eggplant off. Just give it some different flavor, a little salt on it. And this dish can also be one of those rainy day dishes where you know, when it's raining up here and you want to spend some time in the kitchen, do some bulk cooking, put it away, and then you're ready for when guests come over. And I have some pasta water on. We're just going to do a little bit of penne with our eggplant, and I'm going to show you how we can make this whole menu come together at the same time. And we are using our friends from Green Pan Pans. You've probably known some when we've been on the shopping channel together. Great heat transfer. And it's always nice to, I know you might have your old favorite pan up at the cottage. Bring some new ones up. Again, it just helps speed up the process. So what we're looking for here is that our onions to go translucent. And once our onions are translucent, then we're going to add our tomatoes in. Just going to stir my pasta. Eggplant's kind of crowding the pan a little bit. Yes, I might have put one because I wanted more. And then while we're waiting for that to just saute off a little bit, we have some fresh basil. Nothing says summer like fresh basil. I'm going to give it a little chop. We're going to add it right at the end. There we go. Just start seeing, look how beautiful that looks. Probably about another minute of actually sauteing the eggplant, onion, and garlic together, and then we're going to add our tomatoes. Our pasta is boiling. Okay, so we're going to add in our tomatoes. Just grab your tomatoes and break them up with your hand. I'm just going to slowly let this reduce down. Check on our pasta. We're about 2 minutes away on the pasta. The sauce is coming together and we're going to get ready to plate. And I'm just going to show you this. This is what's so great about these tomatoes. And just start to reduce down. And you got that beautiful sauce happening. And it's very simple, classic. And we're going to place it over top. Rustic comfort food, a little bit of fresh basil. You want to put on a little bit of Parmesan cheese, you can, but right here, right now, great eating. Hey, I'm Chef D. You never know where we're going to be or what cottage I might show up at, and that cottage might be yours.
Yo, check this out.